It's time for another great health show with Barb. Barb, today we're going to talk a bit about patches. And I
Mhm.
need you got to start from the very beginning with me because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer here. Let's walk me through this, okay? So get me started. Where do I need to go with patches?
All right. So the Super Patch Company used to be called Box Life, and now with the development of all of these new patches, they have changed the name. But it is a technology that is probably 50 to 100 years ahead of our ability to entirely understand it as laymen. So the founder of the company developed this technology because when he was 13, his mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And by the time he was 14, his mom was in a wheelchair. So he made it his life's mission to find a way to improve the life of his mom. But going forward and with what he's developed, his mission is to improve the lives of a billion people with this technology. And right now we have the technology on over 6 million people. So it's an incredible technology. It's something that literally has made dramatic improvements in my own life and also in my husband's life. So what it is we have sensory receptors all over our skin. And the analogy I use is that if you were walking in a dark room with bare feet and you stepped on something sharp, immediately you would your brain tells you it's sharp, it doesn't belong in there. And even in the dark, your hands are going to find that and pull it out. And it's like, well, that's not magic. That's those receptors. That's that communication. So they're called sensory neurohaptic receptors, and they respond to stimuli. So that's what these patterns are. How Jay Dollywall has figured this out, that's beyond me. But the fact is he has, and I mean, I have several different ones on here at the moment. This is the peace patch, which is great for stress and anxiety. And you probably can't see it through there, but it's a pattern. And that pattern in communication with the receptors on my skin influences specific areas of the brain and it optimizes how that area of the brain is working. So it can't do anything that somebody's brain isn't capable of, but it can bring things back online that are dysregulated for some reason. And with 8 concussions, there's probably a lot of dysregulation in there.
That's incredible stuff. But tell me about these patches and what they're different ones for different situations. And I,
Yes.
and the company's been around a long time, so we know it's legit. So can you give me some more information on that?
Okay. Well, the company is over 6.5 years that we have been sharing them with the public. And we are FDA registered, not all the way through the approval process. We have the independent clinical studies on many of them, the white paper studies. So the science is there. It is a technology that is safe for everybody. So there are no contraindications with any conditions, with any drugs, that sort of thing. Everybody will have a different experience with the technology because everybody's brain is different. Everybody's had different challenges, you know. But the development of the patches has really progressed rapidly over the last couple of years. The original technology, which they used to call HPT or the Harmony patch, is now Liberty. And the Liberty patch has the ability to optimize communication between all of the areas of the brain, all the Broca and Brodmann areas, the entire area. So that patch in contact with the sensory receptors on your skin, that pattern. So it's a tactile stimulation and that enables the brain and the body to enhance their communication and optimize the different things that we want to do. Or within 7 seconds you have 31% better balance. Well, as we get older, who doesn't want better balance? But it can help with proprioception, with vestibular, you know respiratory control. There are so many different things because of course the brain is regulating all of that. So anything that enhances the brain function enhances all of those functions. So, with the advent of the other patches that have been developed, we have one called Freedom that's for pain. We have the Joy patch, which is our newest to the patches. And literally for people when they have those really dark days that they just don't know how they're going to crawl out of that and face the world. So it just basically is like sunshine for your brain. We have the peace patch, which is for stress and anxiety. So, I know in my practice and with the people that I talk to that there is a lot of stress and anxiety out there right now, really clouding people's lives. And so to have something non-drug,
Yeah.
that all you have to do is put it on and that it optimizes those specific areas of the brain that are responsible for those things. We have a victory patch for people that are athletic or really, need to give it their all for some form of performance. And, so any form of Olympian elite athlete can use these as a non-drug
Yeah.
way to optimize, but so can the average person, right? In any sort of a sport, if that's what they wish to do. There's the focus patch, which is just precisely what it says. If you're studying, it optimizes your ability to focus. There's the flow patch, which is similar, but that's the one actually that I've got on because I find that, with residual effects of that last concussion, that really helps me to stay on track a little more readily. There's the defend patch, which optimizes your immune system. So that is, how powerful is that? It helps the quality of the blood in the body. We have the Ignite patch for people that are struggling to lose weight. We also have the Kick It patch, and the Kick It patch is for helping people to break the cycle of addictive or compulsive behaviors. So whether it's drugs or alcohol, or whether it's you really want to stop biting your nails, or it just, but that is the only patch, the singular one that the person must have the true desire to stop that behavior. Every one of the other patches will work regardless, but our neurologists have proven with that patch that if the person does not have the desire to actually change that behavior, that patch is not enough on its own to make them stop. So that one's interesting that way. We also have, we talked about the peace patch, the joy patch, but also the REM patch. And REM patch is for sleep. So when we sleep properly and get into that REM state, the body and the brain are able to work on healing themselves, and it is an incredible technology. I find that if people find it's not enough on its own, that adding the peace patch, because it's usually because of stress that they're not sleeping well, so those two can work very well in combination. You could walk around like a human sticker book. I don't recommend that. I think that we still need to be responsible in other areas of our life for a lot of these things, but it is a technology that is absolutely groundbreaking, definitely ahead of its time. I'm excited to let everybody know I will be doing a wellness open house clinic on Friday, June 16th between 10 and 3 o'clock. That'll be at my home office, and I do have a couple of other practitioners that will be joining me that day from different, one's an osteopath, one is a fitness specialist. So just for people to understand that the applications are very wide with this technology, and there's a reason why as practitioners we're offering it in our practices.
Is there, can you give us an email address, anything like that? This really fascinating stuff today that they can get a hold of you and sort of ask. I'm sure folks are going to have a ton of questions because, we don't have time to get into it today, but I mean, like, how long does a patch last? How do you diagnose which patch you need? Like, you can answer all those questions if folks want to give you a call, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I can be reached either by phone or text at 519-410-3544. The address for the clinic is 453 Queen Street South, Simcoe, Ontario. And you can reach me by email at barb@healthywellandwise.ca. For anybody that wants more information or a link to the site, please either call or text or email to those, and I'll send you the link to check the site out and get more about the science. Each of the patches last for 24 hours. The REM patch you would only wear prior to bed, and then when you get up in the morning, that one you would remove it. But the majority of them you will wear for the full 24 hours before replacing them if you feel you need to.
Great stuff today. Loved it. So lots of information there, lots of technology stuff. So give Barb a shout. I know you got to get going. I got to get going. But thanks for doing this today, taking the time to talk about this. And folks, you got to look into it. That's all I can say. Look into it. See if it's going to be able to help you. Thanks, Barb.
Thanks so much, Dave.